And I want to make this extremely clear. It's not just Quinn Ewers that lied. It was his entire family that lied. It was his mom and his dad. It baffles me. It really does. I know sometimes you do need a lie. I'm not condoning lying, but I do understand it. But this situation, it was just one where you didn't need to. Who are you fooling? I'll tell you this, you're not fooling me. Oh man, I got a good one for y'all today. Your boy Quinn Ewers has made his way back into the news. I'm sure a bunch of you watching this right now, you already know who Quinn Ewers is, and you probably know a little information about him, but we always gotta bring this up when talking about him. He wasn't just the #1 recruit in high school, he had a perfect scout grade of 1,000. The only, and I mean the only other recruit to even get that achievement was, ironically enough, another Texas quarterback, Vince Young. Arch Manning, who is still in high school as to when I'm making this video, he did have a perfect scout grade, but they recently changed it. So technically, as to when I'm making this video, that's only been done twice, and I would say that's a pretty high honor. I would also go out on a limb here and assume if you do reach that achievement, honor, whatever you want to call it, you don't just gotta be really great, you gotta be a generational talent, right? I mean, look at Vince Young. He lived up to all the hype and expectations, so Quinn Ewers, he should as well. Anyways, moving along with this video and getting into what we really need to talk about, Mr. Quinn Ewers, he is such an intriguing prospect and an intriguing player. There's been so much hype and talk about this kid, so many controversies, yet he hasn't played a game in football in over a year. Whether you like Texas, you hate Texas, you like Quinn Ewers, you hate him, you can't deny the fact that he's an intriguing guy to keep up with. He's supposed to be this generational type of quarterback recruit. He winds up skipping his high school senior season of football, which is unheard of. He goes to Ohio State, has no plans of playing, but guess what? He receives $2 million in NIL money, leaves Ohio State, and now he's at Texas. And the reason I've gathered all you here today, and the main reason we're even making this video, is because today he was announced as a starting quarterback for Texas. Yes, that is right, you heard me correctly. Steve Sarkisian, which is the head coach, he made him the starter. I wish I could sit up here and try to lie to you guys and act like I'm shocked, but I'm not. And in all honesty, and you can take this how you want, I don't really care if I hurt your feelings, if you are shocked by this, I think you're a complete idiot. I didn't just see this coming from a mile away, I saw this coming from 100,000 miles away. It was clear as day, it was right in front of us. Sometimes in life, you just gotta open your eyes. Whoa, hold on. Here's where things get even better, because Quinn Ewers fooled all of you. You know what? Hold on. I'll take it a step even farther. He didn't just fool you, he lied to you. So I get it 100%. The fact that he lied to everybody and his family lied to everybody, it blows my mind. My main thing with all of this is there was no reason to lie. And I know what you're sitting there saying, yo, Matt, what in the crap is going on and what in the heck are you even talking about? And trust me, you'll see what I'm talking about later in this video. You're going to want to stick it out. And I want to make this extremely clear. It's not just Quinn Ewers that lied. It was his entire family that lied. It was his mom and his dad. And once again, I know I just stated it, but I gotta say it again. There was no reason to. It baffles me. It really does. I know sometimes you do need a lie. I'm not condoning lying, but I do understand it. But this situation, it was just one where you didn't need to. You already know we're going to talk all about it and dive deep into detail on what went down. As always, we're on the road to 300K, so if you like football videos, content like this, hey, it is free to subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you a dime, so yeah, go in there and hit the subscribe button. All right, Matt, shut the crap up now. Without further ado, let's get into it. Whoa, hold on. I do apologize, but before we get into this Quinn Ewers stuff, I just gotta read you off what somebody sent me on Twitter. It's real short, it's not gonna be too long, but this is from an LSU fan in one of those message board type of things. I can't even believe that this fan believes this himself. He wrote in the message board, I'm starting to think this is an 11 or a 12 win team, referring to LSU. Our defense looks nasty and will rival anything we've put out since 2000. Daniels, which is the transfer from Arizona State, is a top tier quarterback that should run the run pass option well. Once our line starts to gel by conference, we'll be cooking with gas. Only tight game I'm seeing is Bama, and that could still be a toss-up. We come in fast. I hope. There's no way this person's being serious. Look, I have no problem whatsoever with you trying to state that LSU could be a 9 or 10 win team, because I could see that happening. But 11 or 12 and then trying to say that they could compete with Bama? Come on, man. I'm not an LSU hater. I'm actually one of the people who believe they're going to have a better year than what most people believe, but this, it's a little too much. I wanted to read that to y'all because I found it pretty funny. Let me know your thoughts on that down below, but let's get into Quinn Ewers. Oh, man. Good old Quinn. Where do you even start with this guy? I'm not giving you the breakdown. I'm not giving you a run through of his high school career. We're just jumping straight into it. Long story short, as you can see right here, Quinn Ewers, he's been awarded the starting quarterback position. Congratulations. I get it, it's awesome, everybody's freaking out about it, it's trending on Twitter, but I don't understand why it's trending because I knew when he transferred to Texas, he was already the starting quarterback. I mean, come on now, people. Seriously, y'all can't be this dumb to actually believe there was a quarterback competition. I refuse to believe it. I don't think I'm a genius. I don't think I'm extremely smart. However, there's a lot of people out there that just don't see things the way I do. So if you want to call me a genius or say I'm smart, feel free to do so, but I just can't do that myself because that's being arrogant. I don't like to say I'm a genius or I'm smart. I just like to say that I see things differently than most people. I look behind the scenes, and I think a lot of people watching this video, you do the same thing I do. I want to offer you some insight. Here's how I approach things, and here's how I view things in life. Most people see all these big houses in big cities, or you'll see a Starbucks or a Chick-fil-A in a big city as well. And most people just put two and two together like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. You can't put a Starbucks in a small town because they're not going to make a lot of money. Same thing can be said about a small business in your local town. See, most people just say, oh yeah, it's a local business and they're on the come up, but here's how I look at it. I'm like, okay, I see that small business, but how are they making money? Who are they selling to, and who's buying this? For example, let's say you got a small coffee shop in your area, and it's not a Starbucks, just a regular coffee shop. And let's say for the sake of this business, like most local coffee shops, they don't get a lot of business like a Starbucks. Well, for me, here's how I look at it. I don't go, okay, well, that coffee shop, they're not getting business because a lot of their customers are going to Starbucks. I look at it from this standpoint. Okay, what's wrong with this business? Number one, you got a guy selling you coffee. If you want to bring in customers, you need females selling coffee. You need attractive young women selling coffee because you can take this how you want, but females in life, they're good at selling stuff. I mean this in the most respectful way possible, but sex sells, and if you want to deny that, you're just out of touch with reality. There's a reason some of the best real estate agents out there, they're women. Because guess what? Sales, and that's how life works. So that's how I approach things. I don't go, okay, well, Starbucks is stealing all their customers. Let's just be real here. Coffee is coffee. It doesn't matter if you're going to your local coffee shop or Starbucks. Do you want to sell more coffee? You want to sell more stuff in your local business? Well, go hire 21 and 22-year-old attractive young females. I guarantee you, your sales are going to go up. That's how I look at things in life. I don't just look at a quarterback like Stetson Bennett and go, okay, he's a mediocre quarterback. No, I look deeper than that. Why is he mediocre? Why can't Stetson Bennett at Georgia make the throws that Quinn Ewers can't? Oh, it's because he's 5'10" and he has the arm of a noodle. You see what I'm saying? You can't just be like, oh yeah, Stetson Bennett is bad, and when I say, okay, why is he bad, you have nothing to say. You gotta have facts and evidence to go with everything you say. I know I may have lost you on some of that, but stick with me. Applying what I just said and how I think to this situation, why is Quinn Ewers at Texas? Let me ask you a question. It's a genuine question. Do you think it's random and it's a coincidence that he wound up ending back up at Texas, which is where he played high school football? I don't think so. Come on now, you gotta wake up and realize, stick with me, it's not a coincidence. When are some of you gonna wake up and realize this was all a part of his plan and his family's plan? Quinn Ewers and his family had zero, and let me repeat this, zero intent of playing at Ohio State. They also blatantly lied to people, which it doesn't rub me the wrong way because I personally don't care. I just found it something interesting to talk about. And if you don't want to believe me, guess what? Just like I said, I'm going to have facts and evidence to go with everything I say. I can't just say, oh yeah, Quinn Ewers and his family lied to people without having evidence. Come on now, you know how Matt is. You know I'm going to say a lot of crazy stuff. However, I'm always going to have evidence to go with it. Like we already stated earlier, most of you know this. Why did Quinn Ewers leave high school early? So he could go make money at Ohio State. The only reason he left high school early was because in the state of Texas, you couldn't get paid by the name, image, and likeness. There's not another reason. He didn't go to Ohio State because he thought he was going to play right away. He went to Ohio State because he knew if he left high school early, as the number one prospect in the country, he could take all these name, image, and likeness deals and he could make $3 million. That's what it wound up being. He went to Ohio State and he collected like $3 to about $3.5 million in total NIL deals. But here's where the blatant lies start to come in, and it wasn't even needed. Whenever he made his decision to skip his high school senior season of football to go to Ohio State, here's what he said. I have decided it's time for me to enroll at Ohio State and begin my career as a Buckeye. This is not a financial decision. This is about what's best for my football career. Once again, let me read that before we go any farther. This is not a financial decision. Well, here's one red flag with that. If it wasn't a financial decision, why did you even bring that up? A great example of that, and I can't dumb it down any more than this, is if your house is haunted and you're wanting to sell it, but on the for sale sign you put not haunted. Like, don't you think that's a red flag if you're looking at a house and it says not haunted on it? Because in reality, if it wasn't haunted, you don't need to put it on there. So right there, saying it's not a financial decision, it goes to prove my point even more. It was a financial decision, and it's okay. I would have more respect for Quinn and his family if they would have just came out and said, okay, we're doing this for money. We can't pass up on $3 million. I would respect that a lot more if you would have just told the truth. Instead, you gotta lie about it. Moving along, at 18, with one class about to be completed to earn my high school degree, I feel like it's time to get a job in my college career that is available to me. I don't have a problem with him wanting the money, because if I was in the same position, more than likely I would do the same thing. But like I said, why even lie about it? And it doesn't just stop there. There's more lies. Quinn Ewers added to that statement and said this: I am eager to start learning from Coach Day and the rest of the coaching staff. I understand many will have their opinions on this matter, but only my loved ones and I know what's truly best for me in my future. This is not a decision I've made without a lot of thoughts. Right here, I'm going to read it off word for word. I'm eager to start learning from Coach Day and the rest of the coaching staff. Quinn Ewers, are you really? Because here's what doesn't make sense to me. You didn't even get on campus till about week 3 or week 4. You didn't care about Ohio State. You didn't care about Ryan Day. You only went there because you knew all those name, image, and likeness companies up in Ohio State, they was going to offer you all this money. Let me repeat that. He wasn't even on campus till about week 3. So how in the world and how in the heck would he even try to learn the offense and become a starter or even play? That right there beats everything I've ever seen, and here's where it gets even better. Check this out, and here's where they start to contradict themselves. Quinn Ewers' dad is quoted saying, "We don't need the money, it's just the principle of it." But remember, Quinn Ewers said this wasn't a quote-unquote financial decision. But right here, you got his dad talking about the money, and then Quinn Ewers is trying to say, oh, this isn't a financial decision. Doesn't exactly make too much sense to me. And like I said, let me make this clear once again. I don't have a problem with him going after the money. Go get that bag. To make a long story short, he goes to Ohio State, cashes in on like $3.5 million, and never plays a single snap. Or maybe he did play a single snap, I can't remember, but if he did, it was like 2 or 3 plays. Oh, and then guess what? Who saw this coming? Not me. I'm just kidding with you if you couldn't figure it out. Of course I saw this coming. He enters the transfer portal. Oh, and what do you know? Who are his top schools? Ironically, all Texas schools. Texas Tech, Texas A&M, and Texas. That's kind of ironic, isn't it? Where do you play high school football at? Oh yeah, Texas. I hope and I pray some of you see this the same way I do. I predicted he was going to leave Ohio State and go to Texas before it even happened. And you know why I predicted it? It's not because I'm a genius. It's not because I'm smart. It's common sense. Sometimes in life, you got to see stuff through, and this was easy to see through. And to go on top of that, it's just continuous bull crap and continuous lies, because he goes to Texas and Steve Sarkisian says, oh yeah, well it's definitely going to be a quarterback competition. We'll have to see how it plays out. Like, bro, are you kidding me? And the fact that some of these Texas fans even thought there was going to be a quarterback competition, it blows my mind. Do you really think the #1 quarterback recruit of all time is going to go to Texas and not win the job? Come on, man. You got to wake up. I saw people even talking about it earlier today, literally before the announcement, saying that Hudson Card was going to win the job. Obviously, some of y'all haven't been recruited. When I was in high school, I got recruited for basketball, so I know how this works. These coaches, they do make some promises to these top guys. Do you really think Texas got Quinn Ewers by saying, oh yeah, you're going to have to battle it out, we're not going to give you the job? No, they promised it to him. You got to wake up, man. Come on. Now, they're going to label this as, oh yeah, he had to battle it out, but everybody with a brain knew he wasn't battling anything out. As soon as he stepped foot on campus at Texas, he was a starting quarterback, and everybody knew that. Or at least everybody with a brain knew that. My bad. Me personally, I don't understand why this is trending. It shouldn't be trending, because I knew he was a starting quarterback months ago when he got on campus. Here's the real question and real debate about this. Is he going to live up to the hype, or is he going to be a bust? I have no idea. You know why? Because I haven't seen him throw a football, and I think technically he hasn't even thrown a football in a competitive game since, oh yeah, it's right here, January 16th, 2021. Pretty much it's been over a year and a half since this man has even played in a competitive football game. All in all, I just find it extremely funny how Ewers and his family is trying to act like they went to Ohio State because they really wanted to go there, and it wasn't for money. Who are you fooling? I'll tell you this, you're not fooling me. I knew deep down whenever he left and said he's going to forego his final season of high school football, he would somehow find his way back in the state of Texas. It's happening though. Here we go. It's time to see if your boy is the chosen one or not, because you got Bama on September 10th. That's going to be interesting. I'm not going to talk about it too much. I will say this. If Quinn Ewers does beat Alabama, I'll shave my head live on stream. How about that? I think that's a fair bet. Alabama by 20. Let me know your thoughts down below. But